Oh, look at you going out there and doing it all, you supermom.
I hate that term, supermom. We were sitting around eating, it was in Kazakhstan, and she looked over at the table and she went, "You're a pampered spinal." Bow it, do you have a bow it? I do not. As a mother,
6 years in.
8 years in, still don't have it.
We're Zoe and Dani, and we've got together for a special episode of I Didn't Plan on This. We both live with spinal cord injury, different injuries, different paths, same purpose. Dani sustained a spinal cord injury as the result of an illegal rugby tackle and now manages life with neuropathic pain as a full-time wheelchair user. Whilst being the best role model to her 3 children, by breaking down barriers that she's met with in everyday life, she says that often the hardest things to talk about are the ones that need to be heard. We've come together on International Women's Day to tell it how it is. There will be people listening to this podcast, or people who might know someone who have found themselves in life, whether it's through injury, through motherhood, through different things that come up, that have found themselves shrinking and losing a sense of their identity through whether it's the trauma that they've been through, prioritising other things before themselves. What are some of the things that you do to help you to reconnect, or that you would share so that other people can start to find those little glimmers of light within themselves?
So I had a really dark time in the injury where it honestly did feel like the world swallowed me up. And it was like 2023 was probably the hardest year of the injury. I started to write a gratitude diary. And every night before bed, I would write 5 things down that I generally was thankful for. And honestly, sometimes some of them were just, I breathed today, because it was really hard. And if you only find that 1 point, that's 1 point better than no points.
Yeah.
And I think just to feel it and process it and try and find, you'll have something light in your room that you can focus on, or you'll have a photo of, a moment that did make you happy, or there's somewhere that you can go that did make you, and I found that part, like gratitude, diaries, mindfulness. Mindfulness is really hard to get around. And I think just letting yourself process and believe that there is something more to give, and this doesn't last forever. And it all comes out in the wash, is what my nan always, all comes out in the wash. And my nan used to say there was always someone else worse off than you. And I don't think that's a very healthy thing to say, because that diminishes what you're feeling. Yeah. But if you look at that in a wider perspective, that actually, like, there's so many of us that are struggling, and there's so many of us that look like we're doing okay, and we don't feel like we're allowed to say we're struggling. I think find a trusted person, write a few things down that you're really thankful for, and start making positive patterns. And then eventually the dominoes all start to fall. I'm just speaking personally for me, and everything starts to slot into place. Does that make sense?
I agree. And I think it's those little things, like, so for example, I had a conversation with my psychotherapist, or whatever it was, psychiatrist, through the pain management clinic, and I was talking about those aspects of myself, like, I just feel a bit frumpy, and I've got those horrible grey sticks from the NHS, and I'm just like, I'm just not feeling like I've got that same sort of spark that I used to have.
I just miss the strut, when you used to put something
exactly. Like just being able to, like, if you get into like grief with someone in the street and then you want to like storm off, but you can't, you've got, you know what I mean? At least do it with some like nice crutches. But this was one of the things that she said. It was like, how can you bring some of that sparkle back? Like, how can you go back and think about who you were when you were at your happiest. Think about those moments. Think about what it was about those moments that made you feel good, and just try and like bring it back like a thread.
Like little tiny, and it's, don't rush the process. I think if you're like newly injured, it's easy to look around you and see chaos, because everyone's so newly injured. Everyone's learning how to become self-aware within their injury and what they can do and can't do. But like, the world is so open. And I just think keep fighting for that.
And that's what I would say is like, you have to put work in.
Yeah, this isn't like an overnight thing.
No,
here.
it's a process.
2 years of therapy that I'm really grateful that I found a great therapist that really understands. She's a neurotherapist. She probably got that wrong.
And there are lots of free therapy services available as well. But if you're struggling and you're out there and you don't have the financial resources to access therapy, like journaling can be a great friend as well. Like if you're feeling heavy with the weight of what you've been through and you don't know how to process it, that for me was a big catalyst.
Just on your notes on your phone.
Yeah, your notes on your phone.
And some voice recording and just
whatever you need
own.
to do. Like I've always kept a video diary of like throughout from years through my infertility, through all these different challenges, through my spinal cord injury.
Love that.
Do it without a sense of anyone going to watch it.
Yeah,
but like just film yourself, talk about how you're feeling, like let the heaviness of the energy.
Do that. I can't do that.
Do what you're comfortable with.
I know, but I want to one day be like, you'll have to help me, be brave to hold the phone up.
But that's because I used to be agoraphobic. There was points when I wouldn't even leave the house. So for me, I knew that I'd been through so much that even though I wasn't at this perfect point in life, that what I'd learned already would help other people on their journey. So I was like, now I'm going to make myself uncomfortable so that I can
do it. Yes. Yeah. And that's the biggest growth that I've had, is pushing comfort zones.
Yes.
I get really overwhelmed and like really anxious, and no one would see that because they see this like confident facade, but like I just go in. Once you're chucked into the deep water, watch me swim, but like get into the pool is really difficult. But yeah, it's like, I think that's it. Push your comfort zones, keep pushing them, and every time you get comfortable, keep pushing again. Just that's
where the magic happens.
Yeah, that is the
when
magic.
You get outside of the comfort zone.
Really magic.
You know what gets me when I'm in my wheelchair, on the rare occasion when I do go out in the wheelchair?
We need to go wheeling.
I will need an attachment, and you can I'll just be dragged along behind.
We use it in a team when we've got whoever's got the tri-wire, just usually me. We just make a little, I suppose, a human centipede or
just
wheelchair, just clipping up, and we all hold on to the back bar. We can do that.
Yeah, because I've got no upper body strength.
Westfield,
so you can just take me cruising.
Yeah.
But when I go out and it's that people look at you. Oh.
Do you get looked at different when you're on your crutches or in your chair? Do you feel that?
Yeah, because when I've got my crutches, people just think, oh, what have you done to your leg? What have you done to your ankle?
How many times do you get asked that a week?
Every day.
Do you?
Like near enough. If I'm out in public, near enough. Oh, what have you done to your leg? I've got a spinal cord.
Oh, it's not your leg, it's your back. Oh,
that sounds bad. Oh, and then you still get a pity look. But when I'm in my chair and it's that automatic.
And you feel like, I don't know, do you feel like people, how they talk to you different in a supermarket and stuff? Do you feel the difference? Because
infantilized.
I always wonder that, like if it's such a big step from chair to sticks.
Yeah, going between the two, because I think when you're in a chair, people assume severity of injury.
Yes.
When you're on crutches, it could just be like a sprained ankle.
Yeah, it could be anything.
So you do get received very differently depending on how you show up.
Not with them cool crutches though.
Not with those sparkly fandangles.
Need to get my wheels sparkling.
Just blinging around the street. But yeah, how do you find it at the school? Do you do many drop-offs?
So I actually find school runs really daunting and hard. I think they used to be one of the hardest times of the day that I generally didn't want to wake up for. It's fighting for the one disabled spot. Yeah. And then you've always got that, let's try and find a nice word, numpty, that wants to just park in there for 5 minutes, or I'm just running in, I'm just going into the office. Well, okay. You know, I've had some blazing rows with people at the schools, and it got to a point where it really did beat me down, and I kind of felt like I wasn't a real mother because I didn't do school drop-offs, and my husband started doing them. And even now I'd normally do the pickups because then it's like a rolling get in.
Yeah.
But my daughter's just started nursery, and there's 2 spots just outside the nursery, and they've been really helpful. They put cones on it, but when I'm on my own, how do I get out
and get the cones out?
I just slowly start nudging it now until the caretaker comes out and goes, oh.
Till the cones are all bent underneath the car.
But it is a really daunting part of the day. How about you?
Stressful, because I don't really have much choice but to walk, because the school is so close.
What do you do in pain days? Just do it.
Have to push through.
Hero.
Yeah, it's not easy. And also there's I've got 57 Stairs. People must be sick of hearing about the amount of stairs that I've got going into my flat.
I think you need to talk about it. There's 57 stairs to get out of your flat, and it's not okay.
Like on days like today, when I forgot a piece of homework and I've had to walk to the school, walk back, get all the way up those stairs, get the paper, get all the way back down the stairs, get to the...
It's like a gym workout.
It's a lot.
Does it not like wreck you, like fatigue-wise?
Yeah, it does.
And that's just leaving your house.
It does. This is like
then the walk to the school run.
Exactly. Just doing the school run is like an endurance test of its own.
How do you find the school playground as a disabled woman?
Well, I mean, everyone like it's a great school that we're in. It's a great class, and I'm very much an advocate for spinal cord injury and letting everybody know that this is how it looks as well. You know. So again, it's that. Just doing my bit to kind of raise awareness.
Yeah.
So everyone knows I've got a spinal cord injury because apparently I don't seem to shut up about it, you know.
I don't think.
But it's something that I'm proud of, and all of the work that we do.
100%. I really am proud when people say, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" I go, "There's nothing wrong with me. I have a spinal cord injury. I got it from breaking my back." Like, yeah, I'm unsure. Some of the mums look uncomfortable how to approach it, especially when now we're at a new school. Because when the kids were in the primary school, they knew me before the injury, and I think that's like a safe haven for me. That was like a little pocket school, and it was really cute, and I could feel a little bit more vulnerable there. And if I turned up looking like shit, like they would actually just be like, well, it's just a bad day. But then moving to the new school, it like gave me so much like anxiety, because I am the only parent who's disabled in that school. I'm the only one that rolls around, and you know, I fly around the place. I say to them, "Oh, you know, is there a disabled toilet?" "Oh yeah, it's right over there." And you're like, kind of, why is there not one in the office?
Yeah.
And I think I value now talking to people that don't know much about it. I actually get quite, I suppose, like a dopamine hit, like when you actually tell someone what is wrong and what you do need. And then it's nice to receive, I suppose, an openness to it. And the kids' school now is open, but yeah, school mums still scare me.
What was it like for you when you got injured, to everybody knew you how you were before, and then to return to the playground visibly different? What was that like?
I think I just kind of felt devalued and different. I didn't feel like I was looking around at all the mums when the kids would come out of school, and you know, my boy was only 6, and he would still, I remember that Thursday when I picked him up and he ran at me, and that was the last time, like, you know, that was the last run at me at school. And kind of seeing all his friends do that, and then seeing him walk to me and just kind of going, because he knew I couldn't be squeezed. And I think, yeah, it was hard to navigate, and there was a lot of grief looking at all the other mums doing what I was doing. And then it's like, but then again, when you go through grief and the cycle of grief, I think you come out stronger when you start to process, like, okay, but when we're in bed at home, we can have a big snuggle and get comfortable. But yeah, I did find it quite challenging.
And what about how people responded to you after your injury? Like people that you'd always known?
I don't think they meant to, but it was a lot of pity. And I think there's a lot of feeling sorry for me. And I think the only 2 people that didn't feel sorry for me were Pete and a really dear friend of mine. I call him my non-biological father, from The Good Doctor, Glassman. I call him Glassy. Gary, and they kind of didn't let me wallow so much. And I think they were really strong advocates and kind of thinking, because they saw me still the same, that helped me kind of navigate, I think, being a mother. Kind of keeping me afloat. I always explain the injury as being dropped into the water, and it's thrashing around, and then there's moments of calmness where you can kind of get a breath, and then it will smash you around a little bit. Then someone throws you a lifeline, you just about get to it, and then you go back under the water. I think that's the way I explain my injury, I think.
Yeah, that's a similar analogy to what I use as well, as like being lost out in sea.
Yeah, the storms do come.
Find a bit of driftwood, cling onto the driftwood.
And they do, and the sharks do come too. And it's like a treading water, so to speak, I think.
So for me, because my injury happened so early into motherhood, and when my daughter started nursery, because there'd been a bit of a delay because of COVID and stuff like that. And on one of the first days of turning up at the nursery, I've navigated my stairs, you know, to get down. So she had to learn pretty quickly how to go up and down by herself. And we'd have to leave the buggy down. I'm laughing because I remember how I used to have to get the buggy down the stairs. I just used to push it.
No.
Not all the way from the top. We'd leave it
without the baby in. I'm joking.
No, with the baby, and she had a crash helmet on, don't worry.
A hockey helmet.
Just, not
there
with the child
goes.
in. Just for the record, my child was not in the buggy when I pushed it down the stairs.
No children were harmed during the making.
But this is the thing, you have to figure out ways how to make it work, you know. And I'd struggle up to the school. I've got a stick in this hand. I'm trying to push the chair, get her up to the nursery. And the one day, this mum come up to me and she was like, can I give you a hand? And I was like so grateful for her help. And she's now one of my very best friends. Yeah. And we got talking. She's the mother of twin girls, and her brother's got a spinal cord injury.
No way. So it's like how she knew how to approach, probably.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people approach you with a good heart and you can see that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's a little bit too much. Like I still have family members that, like my granddad's recently in hospital, or my aunt and uncle that don't spend a lot of time, and usually when they do see me, I'm just plonked in a chair from a piggyback in, because whose family house is accessible?
Yeah.
No one's. So they normally just plonk me in a chair and they just see me sat in an armchair. So here's me now dropping down curbs. My aunt's like, like, and I'm jumping, like, and I'm dropping up the curb, and they're like, you can't do that. And then they're trying to hold my arms while and I went, get off me. I need my arms to move into the car. And they're like, can you do it? And I was like, I can drive, I'm fine. Like just all you've got to do is put my chair in the back.
But this is the thing, people don't know. And okay, so would you rather people offer and show care or don't offer? You know, some people get offended.
Yeah, I think being offered is nice.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, and it's not a smothering offer, but like, oh, do you need a hand? Yeah. It's like, oh no, thank you, I'm good, thanks. And like, yeah, I'd much prefer to be asked if I need help. I think there was a time when I was first injured where I felt like I had to be a hero, but that's more for everyone else, to make everyone else around me feel better. But now I feel a lot more accepting help from strangers, and a lot more open to it, because I mean, I was the woman carrying a couch on her own to my house. Like, I was that independent.
Yeah, same.
So, like,
not carrying a couch, but like, you know, changing the tyre on my car and like, carrying furniture. Yeah. Super independent.
See, it's kind of like, that can be a little bit toxic, I suppose, within when you're... But I think, again, I'm really thankful for this injury, because it's opened all the doors to kind of be more accepting. And I think being more accepting and vulnerable has opened my circle up to a lot more lovely, vulnerable... I don't know, I just feel like very safe. But it's taken a long time to get this. It's taken me, I suppose, 8 years to get in this like safe, secure, and I'm really enjoying who I'm becoming now. And I think that's been a long time coming.
I think it's a process, isn't it? To like, you've got that sort of hyper independence met with like societal standards of what it means to be like this super mom, and how then you're kind of positioned, especially with the disability. Oh, look at you going out there and doing it all, you super mom.
I hate that term, super mum.
It puts a lot of pressure, doesn't it?
I think all mums are super mums. In question.
Some mums.
I mean, my new mum, who I've just been adopted by.
Yeah, my mum's adopted Dani.
Yeah, because I'm an orphan, so needed adopting. But like, I think the term supermum, because I used to get it a lot, and I think all I've done is take my kids to school. Like,
just doing normal stuff.
Yeah, like, I'm not super. Like, I've just got up this morning, I've not even brushed my hair. I've brushed my teeth. Like, I have brushed my hair today. But like, you know, when you get given the supermum, I'm unsure. I don't like that term, because I honestly think all mums are doing the best they can.
But don't you think women in general are forced into this position of supermum in today's society, where, like, if you think back in the day when, you know, maybe one parent was going to work, another parent had the privilege of staying at home, the cost of living wasn't as crazy as it is now. But this is the thing, there's so much pressure, and we've got there's this thing of what is it, the default parent as well, and how many of those responsibilities default to, I mean, it might be the dads in some circumstances, but with a lot of the women that I know, the default parent is the mum, and that's stuff like managing the household,
just the emotional, it's non-stop.
The emotional stuff, the clothes.
Wish the physical stuff was just like the physical if it was just parenting from 9 till 5, And like, of course, I would never change being a parent. I love it. It's the making of me.
Yeah.
But it's the emotional 24/7 clock of I think it's just in a mum, isn't it? Like it's a woman, a mother, like, you know, Mother Nature just takes over that you can't switch off. It's always keeping them emotionally in check.
But then how, as women, do we manage that when you've got all of this load that you need to carry, and you need to be thinking about what money needs to be paid at school, whose birthday it is, what gifts you're getting for Jimmy's birthday that's on a Saturday, even though your kid doesn't play with Jimmy, but they've been invited to the party. And
keeping up with parties, that's another, this is a new thing for me, because obviously parties, where I was so comfortable and new parents, I had a really good friend of mine, Wendy, that would take my son to the parties.
Yeah.
And it would be comfortable because I wouldn't have to make that embarrassing, like, is it accessible? Is there going to be a toilet? Isla's 3. She's been to 3 parties. And it was just awkward because you don't want to be awkward and say, oh, is it accessible? And I won't dare ask in the WhatsApp group. So it's straight away like, Pete, you're taking her to the party. And it's like, I now say to him, if I get there and it's not accessible, don't force me. I'll be in the car and I'll be fine. I'll play Pokemon.
But see, this is another thing though, when you're living with like chronic pain and stuff like that, and then you've done everything you need to do to get through the week, and then the weekend's here and you can rest, but no, you can't, because you've got to go to a party and you've got to socialise and sit and chat and have the energy to have conversations, and then people think you're miserable because you just want to sit in the corner by yourself and
just with facing the wall. And then it's just like managing pain and expectations of parenthood on top of that is really, I find that really, really, really exhausting and hard. When I'm in my comfortable circle, and these people will end up being comfortable circles, but like right now it's kind of like really tiptoeing on thin ice, and I felt exhausted coming from that party. Absolutely exhausted.
It's a lot, isn't it?
And of course Isla's like, Dani, come with me, and I'm kind of like, I feel really awkward and damn you, child, like trying to dance to Baby Shark. I just don't want to be doing that, but you do it because
you do it for them, and you don't want them to miss out. But how do you manage that? How do you manage your own needs? Because I know for me, like, I don't like play dates and stuff like that is not.
No, that's not that's not on my to-do list.
Yeah, same.
I just can't. Like,
same.
I'm unsure what the barrier is there, because these are new barriers I'm facing because, you know, Isla's only 3, so when the kids were 3, I was able-bodied and able to just whiz around and do play dates, but I couldn't think of anything worse than hosting a play date. What if I need to, because when I'm at home and pain flares, like I can't have anything on my waistband, so you strip down and you're just literally in like a crop top and pants because you can't have clothes rubbing you. I can't have a 3-year-old around my house like doing that. The older kids are fine because they can do what they need to do on their own. They go in the cabin and they're self-efficient. But the 3-year-old, she does keep asking for her friend to come over, and it's like, please. Because also, obviously, my daughter's birthday is also my injury anniversary, so I try not to like. How do you find that? How do you navigate that? Internally. Yeah. Because I don't want her to do that. Yeah, because you know, a lot of that, sometimes she already says things like, "Oh, it's my fault, isn't it, that you're?" Oh no, and I'm like, no, doesn't. It is not your fault. Like what a blessing it was to carry you and to bring you into the world. Like, you know, so I'm really mindful about talking too much about my injury, but also acknowledging that it needs space as well. You know, for the anniversary. Anniversaries are a bit odd, aren't they? I think they're getting. The hardest anniversary for me was year 2, because they say like what you're left with in year 2 is what you're going to have. Exactly. So I was like, right, I am out. There's so much focus on that. Yeah, and then you get to year 2 and you're like, I still have no bowel regime. Yeah. Damn it. Yeah. Bowel, do you have a bowel? I do not. As a mother, 6 years in. 8 years in, still don't have it. I had a call with my bowel nurse on Friday and I was like, I've been struggling. It's been horrible. And she was like, oh, you know, we need to try and get this sorted. So I'm sitting here at the moment feeling a little bit like insecure because I started this new routine on Friday. But I think it's good though to kind of normalise, you know, because I noticed before, like in life, in my family or whatever, if someone like passes wind or something, then it's always like a big, oh. But like, you know, with spinal cord injury, sometimes you just want to let the body do what it needs to do without any comment. So do you ever get it where you can start feeling it coming here, where the bit you can feel and you're like, oh no. Yeah, you get that sense of insecurity. And you're like, just...
I don't know which way this is going to go.
Whatever sphincter you've got in there, please hold it in, because this is not the time to be released in my butt.
That fear, though, when you can feel... I mean, for me, I don't go out a lot. I'm at home.
I'd love to be a hermit crab.
I'm at home a lot.
I'd live for that life. I'm looking forward to retirement where I'm a hermit. I might buy one of them hermit blankets and just curl and
stay inside. Yeah. But I think this is like part of the problem of not having a bowel routine that feels safe and secure. That means, like, you know, if I know I've got to go out, then I'm not going to start taking my medication to help me with my bowels because I'm scared it makes it unpredictable.
And then you have to kind of, everyone else has to be in on the bowel regime. So like when you know, when the one bathroom was getting done and the kids were young, and it was like, Pete, you know, that's where his work started to like deplete because of bowel regimes, because I couldn't then do the school run, because when you're starting it, you're like, I mean, I've been 2 hours in and I'm like, When I first got injured, I was like very really
transparent.
Prudy. Like,
no,
I was
like,
really prudy.
I'm going to talk about it because people need to know, and these are normal bodily functions, and I'm not going to live with shame because, you know, we don't talk about this stuff. Let's not pretend that not every single person does. This is why I rate you as a woman. I just think, like, honesty, we're all human.
I know, but you're just beautiful and raw.
Oh, thank you, darling.
And you're like a woman's woman. You're what I would call what a woman needs, like the qualities in a woman.
A girl's girl.
A girl's girl. Like the first thing you always like. I love that when we all get together. Same as with Neelam as well. Yeah. It's like I don't know, like a powerhouse of just power women who just lift each other up. There's no nothing. There's no green-eyed, because you can often get in a bunch, you know. So in a bunch of women you can get a little bit of green-eyed stuff, but like I don't know.
I just don't do that in relationships. No. I'm like, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be
and
who
upfront,
I am.
and I think that's what's beautiful about, I don't know, that's what a woman's woman should be, like a girl's girl should be.
Well, I think if you're open and honest and just true to who you are, then you naturally resonate with the right people. But if you're putting on a mask and trying to pretend to be a version of yourself,
I literally have not got the energy to have a mask on. I can't do it anymore. I just think what you see is what you get. Yeah. I can't do the masking. Yeah. It was too exhausting to kind of, and even in pain now, like, you know, there's a small pocket in the disabled world in what I found in parasport, that because I suffered in a lot of pain, I was told that I was trying to play disability top trumps. Oh. And that really upset me, and it really like took me back.
Who said that? Another injured person?
Yeah, other disabled people. It was like So
in parasport, because I don't know, is it only paralysed people?
No. So like in the sport I play, in the sports I've been in, there's been like loads of disabilities, from FND, CRPS, amputations, like born, like, you know, diseases, cancer, and then obviously spinal cord injuries, MS. But yeah, I was told that I was playing disability top trumps, and I was just trying to be open and honest. Like, I was just struggling, and like, I was quite newly injured when I was kind of processing how to, and I thought I was in a space where I could be comfortable, and that really took me back. And for a little while I went into a cocoon where I couldn't express pain, but now I'm broke free of my cocoon, and no one's going to put Dani in the corner. If she wants to talk about pain, she'll talk about pain, and if she's suffering, she's suffering.
But I think that says more about them though than it does about you.
Another spinal cord injured person, and I don't think they was at peace with their injury, and I think that's a big thing as well, like being at peace with what has happened. And obviously some people, is really traumatic what happened, so like it's quite hard to be at peace. But we were sitting around eating, it was in Kazakhstan, and she looked over at the table and she went, "You're a pampered spinal."
What?
And I was like,
what even is a pampered spinal?
That's what I said. And because I have a case, and because I had
when you say
a court case, so I had a settlement from my injury, and then I had Pete, and they would see how much support he would give me, and that made me a pampered spinal. I'll own that.
But that's more about what's missing in their world, isn't it? But you can't then hold that against someone who does have that stuff, like.
Yeah, and I always get told like I'm lucky, and I do feel lucky that obviously I had the case. But yeah, I think you kind of in that world you get kind of looked at on. But people don't understand. You win a court case because there's been an injustice, there's been a wrong, and the justice system worked in my favour, which rightfully so. And yeah, if I can now get the best of everything that's there and talk about and hopefully share, why not? Like, what makes me lucky about any of this?
Exactly. We've all still got the same injury.
I know. What makes me lucky, I think, it doesn't make it doesn't take this away. It's never going to give back to me what I had, but, it has helped. Of course it's helped, but pampered spinal.
I mean, it's just a shame that everybody doesn't have access to the same level of support and care, isn't it? But it doesn't mean that those who do should be, that you have the green eye towards them, because you just make yourself feel bad then.
And especially sometimes when it does come from a place from another woman who you think you're going to relate to, and it's more, and you kind of, and now I used to get quite, I used to want to fight. Like I used to want to, like, if someone says something like, and it was injustice, I used to want to, like, be like, why are you saying that, and be ready. But now I'm like, I actually feel that you are not at peace. I can see that you're not at peace, and that's why you're maybe not saying some,
it's more about their own healing journey than it is about anything
I think
else.
When you start kind of protecting your own bubble, you kind of feel that a little bit more, I think. Like, people don't understand that there's going to be a time, like, you can't compare me to you, because my care needs are going to be different, and there's going to be a time, sadly, where I probably will need living care, and because I don't want my family to, I don't want to be, I don't like the word burden, but I think my kids have already had to carry a lot from accepting this and going through this, and they're going to be amazing humans, and as is your baby, because they see this world. And I mean, I fear Isla when she's older, because she's probably going to talk about how crap someone's wheels are really loudly, and I'll just be like, please don't talk about the wheelchair. I'll just climb up on someone's lap and I'm like, get down better. But I don't know, people don't understand, I think, what cases mean to... It's
a bigger picture thing. It's not just about, look at me with all this cash now.
And care is expensive.
I like to think that I can inspire people with a sense of hope through just being living evidence of what it means to go through hard stuff.
And be honest about it.
And to be honest, and to still show up, and to still try and find the light within the shadows, and to still try and do the best that you can without being some sort of like pedestalized, like inspiration for just, like, as you say, like transferring from your chair to your car or whatever. So I would like to be able to inspire, but also through that inspiration, it's like, it's not just this bypassing of the hard stuff. It's not just like, look at us showing up on social media and doing podcasts. It's like, actually, we're still managing pain. We're still dealing with dodgy bowels and all the other stuff that comes with it. But let that be an invitation for whoever's listening as well, to know that they can still try and find those little glimmers of light.
There is literally, like, this injury is like a sieve. I say it's sieved out all the shit, and I've been left with like a few rocks and loads of like diamonds in the sieve. And I kind of, but I had to work hard on like sieving it out. It's taken a long time. Like, I remember someone saying to me, the people you think are going to be there for you in a few years, they're not. It's the truest saying like ever. Like, I had 2 best friends gone. I was irrelevant to them now. I couldn't be the yes person and the doer. I think for me, I'm probably a role, I'd like to think, if I was little Dani, would little Dani be proud of big Dani? And I would love to go back to little Dani and be like, don't change anything. Don't let anyone tell you like you're odd, weird, too much. Just continue being you, because you grow up to be someone. And it's only recently it's clicked for me that I generally really enjoy who I'm turning into. So I suppose I'm a role model to little Dani.
Exactly.
And that's all I kind of, and a role model to, I suppose, my children. That means a lot. If they said I was a role model, I don't think they would at this minute, but they will at one time. But like, to show them that life is going to kick the shit out of you. And even without this chair, life kicked the shit out of me. I had to overcome childhood sexual trauma. I had to go home through emotional abuse from my mother. There's so many things that already kicked the shit out of me before this injury. And I'm really open with my daughter about that now, especially talking about she's 16 and going out into the world. And I think as long as I'm a role model in the right ways to the right people and who know the true me, then I'll probably take like that.
That's it. I think we've been primed through our life experience prior to our spinal cord injury to help us to be where we are now, and so that we can be like, look, hard stuff happens, but within it you can still live a fulfilled life.
And it's just finding your community as well. Like, you know, I don't know about you, but there was a moment where I felt like I lost womanhood a little bit.
Yeah.
Like when you can't put on your pair of heels and strut down and be like,
oh gosh, there was a time when I was like all my stuff came down from the loft, bearing in mind we'd just moved house, and I went through the boxes of clothes that had I packed away.
All the heels.
Yeah, and the crying as you're throwing
over
away.
Shoes.
Yeah.
I didn't throw them. I've kept some, and now Lily wants to wear them for prom.
Oh, bless.
And then they wore my boots for football. But yeah, like I cried over shoes.
Yeah.
Like, and I sold some on Vinted, and I was like, these were my hiking boots, and I was like, oh, this is a good. But oh yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who cried over clothes.
Me too.
But I think it's only going to like the balls and like putting on a dress and you're like, oh, I still like exploring what you can wear and what you can't wear. And I think
it's finding yourself again, isn't it?
And that's only being brave, being bold, still whacking on the pair of heels, get your chest out and just poof, own it.
Or not.
Yeah, well, lack of that. Well, but do you know what I mean? Like,
I love you. Yeah, I'm so glad that our injuries have brought us together.
I wouldn't change it.
Give us a squeeze.
Squeeze. Sister from another mister.
Sister from another mister.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of I Didn't Plan on This. If so, please like, comment and share.
If you or someone you know is living with a spinal cord injury and they need support, the Spinal Injuries Association is here for you. Our vision is a fulfilled life for everyone living with spinal cord injury. If you'd like to support us or find out more about the vital work that we do across the UK, please visit our website at spinal.co.uk.